Hey folks, John with Complete Technology Solutions, your friend in less than lethal self-defense. Guys, before we get started on this, please check out the community section down there. I put a very important post up about how our wonderful government is trying to get their itchy fingers into all air weapons, and that would absolutely just delve and smash and crush right into the less than lethal self-defense line. So please, guys, look at that post, contact your representative, your state representatives, your congressman, any of your legislators, and let them know that this has got to stop, because if we don't, this is going to go nowhere but downhill from there, guys. We are not on a slippery slope. We are on a jet ski to the bottom. So we've got to be real careful and do something about this. But bad news out of the way, here we go. All right, guys, so today we are actually going to test something that you know how YouTube has been crushing monetization on channels like mine, right? We deal with no firearms whatsoever, and yet every single video is almost like a boxing match to try to get the things monetized. Well, today we are going to test the Byrna 12-gauge kinetic less than lethal rounds. Now, guys, look, given the fact that it's YouTube, we're not going to use any firearms on here. We're just not going to. We're going to test these without the use of a firearm. So instead of an actual firearm, I'll be using a Motshun. Now, the Motshun may or may not be made by Osnerg, but that's what we're going to use. We're going to use the Osnerg Motshun, okay? Just to kind of give you an idea of what we're going to use to test the less than lethals here. Now, I want to give you guys a little look at what's actually in one of these, and I'll bring her up on Stumpy here. Now, this was the one that actually I picked up at SHOT Show. The only propellant inside the entire thing is actually the primer cap, which obviously this one is missing. Now, I want to take this out and show you what we've actually got in here. Now, they do have options for this for kinetic rounds, but you can also get different payloads. When you fire the round, it's going to expel this container. When this container comes out, it's going to open, exposing what looks like this little torpedo with little fins. Those are stabilizers, so this is going to fly straight. But as you can see, guys, that is a pretty cool round. Now, let me take a look, since we have our scale, and we will weigh this one out and see what this actual non-kinetic or kinetic runs at. It is, okay, that is at 4.45 grams. That's what this one is. Now, I do know that they're going to have varying models of this and varying options, so that could change. As far as reusability, I don't know that I would, because it's going to come out pretty fast. So at least that's what we've been told. Now, once again, we're going to use the Schnashmern an Oshnodon. You know what I mean. Yeah, we're going to use one of those so that we can go ahead and test this, but no firearms whatsoever anywhere. Never. Ever, ever, ever are we going to use one. So cracking open the box here, you get 12 in the box on these guys. They are not inexpensive. I'm going to tell you that now. These are not cheap. They usually run anywhere between $5 and $7 a round, depending on how many you buy. But I suspect if they take off for them, they will actually end up bringing the price down, which is what we all kind of want. So, oh yeah, and by the way, we're going to test it using the Schnashner Manman, and we're going to use it on poor Scully. And you can see, Scully is hurting. Scully here, I was testing out one of the modified HDR 68s the other day at 35 feet with a mask from an airsoft field. And as you can see, the mask didn't do a whole lot of good. So, yeah, what we'll do is we'll turn it over and we'll get the back of Scully here so we can actually get a nice flat surface to test on. And as you guys can hear, this is a very, very, very solid print. So we're going to look at this. I made a mess all over my desk. All right, let me reposition out here, guys, and get this set up so we're ready to go. Oh, one thing I do want to show you. Now, these are the live rounds, and as you can see, they look just like the other round. The only difference is you've got a primer down here. Now, guys, listen, I'm going to tell you, check your local law if you are prevented from owning a firearm. Check your local laws before you use something like this, because state to state, just that primer could make a difference. So please, guys, check your laws and be sure before you actually order any of these and use them for self-defense. So, all right, we're going to go out here. I'm going to line up on our range. We'll get a good shot down the field here so you guys can see what it's going to do. And guys, before we go out here onto the range, do me a favor, hit that like and subscribe button. It helps me a ton because obviously getting monetized on some of these videos is getting difficult. But the like does actually affect the channel's rating and how many people watch it, and I really do appreciate that. Here we go. All right, guys, so as you can see, we're actually out here on our range. I got Scully set up down there. Now, for the first shot, guys, I just want to try to get some sort of reading on the velocity that these are traveling at. So, but given the fact that it's going to be tricky, guys, I'm not going to lie to you. Given the fact that we don't want to have any mushnogs, you know, like on the actual channel here, we got to make sure that the onchnugs don't actually make it on the video. I'm going to keep you as aimed at this as I possibly can, so we can try to get a shot across it. So, bear with me here, guys. I know this is going to be a weird shot, but I want you to be able to see the meter if I can at least get one round to go down there. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and now we've got 4 rounds in the Lashnog, okay? So we're going to go ahead and get one in there. All right, so I'm going to try to get us a reading. I may or may not hit Scully. I'm going to promise nothing. So let's see what we actually get here, guys. Hang on. Woo! I think we got Scully. Okay, hold on a minute. Let me put the Schlagnog down there. Okay, so the round did come out, and it looks like I got him. Oh, guys, no movie magic. You know the drill. So that was 269 feet per second at 4.5 grams. We'll calculate that in a minute. Look at the depth that penetrated. That is all the way in. That is at least, okay, right there on my finger, to give you an idea how deep that actually is in there. And it is embedded in Scully. It could be reusable. I don't know. But all right, I'll tell you what, let's do one more, and we'll try to do it from the side here. Obviously, that wasn't that difficult. So, all right, here we go, guys. Now I'm going to go ahead, we're going to get back in position here, and we're going to try to get another meat reading because it was in a good position. So, all right, here we go, guys. Golly. Okay, that was at 278. All right, I'm going again. Now this time, we're going straight for Scully. 274. And guys, you're hearing that. This is not much louder than like a modified weapon, although you can smell the, it doesn't even smell like powder. It smells kind of like a cap when you were a kid, when you were popping caps. It smells kind of like that. Now, that shot, okay, the first one actually glazed right off the top of his head right here and impacted right there. Now, if I can find that round, which may be, it may be difficult because I think it's actually in here. Second shot hit right here and also glanced right off the top of the head, went through the wall, and is actually in, oh, hang on. They're both embedded here. I can feel it. Hang on. Okay, there it is. All right, there's our little torpedo. So it went through the edge of the wall and then embedded it. As you can see, guys, that is actually in perfect shape. There's no reason you could not reuse that. That's pretty cool. All right, so tell you what we're going to do. So we know we're hitting in that 270 range, which actually makes sense. And we'll do some calculations here in just a second. So let me get this out of the way. And we've got one more round loaded in the Majnog. So I'm going to move you right up onto Scully here. And we're going to see what we can do. I'm going to stay at the... You figure using a Nashnag in your house, you're probably going to be in that 8 to 10 feet range. This is a close range. So I'm going to fire from right back around my door level. All right, here we go. All right, here we go, guys. So keep your eye on Scully. Whoa. All right, hold on, guys. I got to come up closer. That looks like it was Okay, so I want to give you an idea. Oh, wow. Look at this, guys. Holy cow. Yeah, boy, you can smell it too. It literally, it doesn't smell like powder, but you can see how it's black right there. It's not, well, a little bit's coming off, I suppose, but not much. But it clearly embedded in, and that one actually embedded and went sideways in Scully. So, would it stop a person? Yeah. It would most assuredly stop a person. All right, tell you what. Let's go back in here in the office, and I want to talk about this a little bit. Here we go. Have I mentioned I love my job? I mean, seriously. Now that smell, guys, I smell it on my hands. It literally, it doesn't smell like gunpowder, and I have smelled a lot of gunpowder. It's some kind of a weird propellant. It's not like, it's nothing like I've ever smelled. It's not pyrodex like you'd fire in a black powder weapon, but it smells literally like a cap from an old cap pistol. You know what I'm talking about? But it's not bad. It's just kind of weird. So now I've reassembled that one, as you can see, but you'd have to change the primer. And as you can see, if you look at the back of that, guys, you can see that primer gets struck right there and out it goes. But I re-put this one back in there. So you could probably redisassemble that if you had another primer and reuse that round. So you could use these over and over for practice as well. And given the fact that they're expensive, it's probably a good idea because, yeah, if you were going to take these out back just to practice with them, you're going to want to make sure that you've got definitely the ability to get some of them back, considering they cost quite a bit of money. I will drop a link to some of these down here in the description. I don't know if I'm going to carry them or not. Depends on if enough of you guys actually want them. If you have an interest, let me know. And I know one of you guys out there probably will, but if you let me know, because I have talked to Byrna about setting up, and that wouldn't be something I'm adverse to doing. So listen, thanks so much for watching, guys. Listen, red alert, man. Go to that community section, respond to that thing, and make sure you let people know we're not going to stand for this. This is ridiculous. It is getting out of hand. All right. Have a great week, guys. Bye-bye.